What's up guys? So you got the camera set up and you're ready to leave the house to go and shoot, right? Wrong! Remember there's one piece of equipment we told you was non-negotiable, indispensable, crucial. Remember what that piece of equipment was? That's right, that's the tripod right over here. And it's still heavy, but if you want to make your video look professional, you gotta use one of these. No questions asked. All right, let's get this set up. It looks like I don't have enough room. I might have to back up a bit. Oh yeah, this works. Dude, check this out. I'm the Hulk. Do not attach the camera directly onto the base plate when the base plate's on the tripod head. It's just no good. So let's get started. Step 1, there's a knob here, loosen that. Step 2, hold down this red button and slide the base plate back, right? You can't slide it forward because it will just jam into place. You can only take it out by sliding it back. So let's put this aside. We'll get back to it in a second. Here's the base plate. There's a little screw there. Don't lose it. It's easy to lose. Find the direction the lens has to be pointing in. In this case, if you flip it to its back, you'll notice it says right here, I can't see where it is, it says lens and it's aiming up. And so in this case, you wanna make sure when you put the camera onto this base plate, your lens is facing up as well. This screw goes into the bottom of the camera right here, and then do a quick tighten with your fingers just to get the base plate in its right position. And you think you're done, but you're not. Don't just tighten this with your fingers. Don't just tighten this thing with your fingers. Don't just tighten this thing with your fingers. You can't do that, otherwise, it's still not tight enough. What you gotta do is you gotta use a special tool, and it only costs $1 Hong Kong dollar. It's called the $1 Hong Kong dollar coin. So use this to tighten the base plate into the camera so that the base plate does not budge anymore. All right, so don't just use your fingers. Don't just use your fingers. You have pockets, use them for this. $1 Hong Kong dollar. All right, so that's step 1, base plate on the camera. So let's put this aside. Step 2, we gotta set up the tripod so that it's in the right position, right? And I need a little bit of room for this, so let's move this chair out of the way and get the tripod back into play. Oh, the mic's a little bit too far, so let's bring the camera up. Let's go handheld. Here we go. So this is the Be careful where your fingers are at because you might get your fingers pinched. To set it up, this is what I recommend you should do. And again, there are many ways to do it. Some people have other ways to do it. Use what works well for you. This is what works well for me, right? My next step in this process is to get this panhandle out of the way because when I spread the legs, it's gonna jam, right? So to do that, I'm just gonna loosen this knob right here, and then this panhandle can just easily get out of the way, right? And then just lock that into place. Always remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Step 3, I'm gonna get one of these legs, the bottom section of one of the legs, and just loosen that up and let gravity pull out one of the legs and tighten. Set that down. In this way, I don't have to bend over too much. I can just lean over a little bit, loosen these other 2 legs, and let gravity help me out, right? And then tighten that up again. Tighten both those legs. So all 3 bottom sections of the legs are locked and ready to go. From this point, I can just spread the legs, right? And that's pretty good. If my interviewee is a little bit taller than this, all I have to do now is instead of going to the bottom legs to adjust, I can just go to this middle section and just loosen these knobs. You just grab the head and lift up to the appropriate height. Lock that, and I am essentially done. Just grab the camera and slide that into the tripod head. Don't forget to lock it, because if you don't lock it, what's gonna happen? I almost had a heart attack on that, right? So make sure you do lock the head into place. And there you go. This is the tripod all set up with a camera on top of it. But before we go, I'm gonna put it all away, and it doesn't take very long. Step 1, take off the camera off the tripod, slide that out. Let's get my trusty coin and take the base plate off of the camera. And let's put that back on. All right, slide that back in, lock that in place, Cool. Next step, I'm gonna collapse the legs. All right, I'll just fold them back in, and I'm gonna loosen all of the locks on the legs, and then there's 6 knobs to lock. All right, there you go. Remember the handle, right? They won't fit in the bag if the handle's out, so you gotta put that in its closed position. All right, that looks pretty good. Base plate's in place, the screws there too. Handle's closed, legs are collapsed. Put it back in the bag. In the bag, there's a section for the head. Make sure the head is in there, and then just pop the tripod back into the camera bag. And then just close it up. And that's it. It doesn't take a long time to put away. If you have any other questions, feel free to bug me in the comments below. Cool. That's all, folks. See ya.